Sweden. Let's get into it. We got a big time fight in the rematch between Lina Lansberg, the elbow queen. She's taking on Banzai, Pannie Kianzad. This is a fight that took place many moons ago, back in the far away past. That was 2012, with Pannie Kianzad getting the third round TKO victory. And I'm going to talk about that first fight quite a bit. But these two have a lot of history together. In 2010, at the National Sweden Featherweight Shoot Fighting Championship, Lina Lansberg won gold, Pannie Kianzad won silver. So a few years later, 2012, they take on each other. It was Lansberg's pro debut in MMA. Kianzad, 22 years old, already 2-0. And in the first round, Pannie Kianzad beats her down pretty bad. She's able to get the takedown. She's able to get into mount. And then somehow Kianzad lands a little high in the mount after she hammers away. Lansberg reverses position. Lansberg rallies in the second round. Able to come back, elbows in the clinch, knees quite a bit. Her striking looked great. And then in the third round, Kianzad pressures, gets it into a clinch, gets that double leg, takes it down to the mat, gets back in mount once more. And then I think it's 3:44 of that third round. She's able to get that TKO victory. Lansberg still defending a little bit, but she took a lot of unanswered shots. So a big win for Kianzad. MMA Math suggests, Matt, that Lina Lansberg wins this fight because she beat Macy Chasson and Pannie Kianzad lost to her on the Ultimate Fighter.
Well, our job's done here, Craig. We can leave.
Finale, so we're done. However, we all realize that that's not so. And if you do look at it for Pannie Kianzad, no stranger to a rematch in her pro MMA career. Minus 600 favorite against Jessica Rose Clark with Invicta. She gets the win there. About a minus 115, minus 125 when they rematched in the UFC. Kianzad gets a win once more. Picked up a few more. Betch Kohea, Sajara Eubanks, and Alexis Davis. That was a close fight, a very close fight. But her last time out, she was not victorious against Raquel Pennington. For Lina Lansberg, looking to throw it back, looking to really do the Sarah McMahon. And I know that was her last fight, and McMahon was able to win by decision 2 months ago. Since then, Lina Lansberg, she's had a kid, Akira Corisani adjacent out of that team, Redline TC. But for Lansberg, little bit of a layoff. She's now 40 years old, but as I say, like Sarah McMahon, who really impressed everybody with that win over Carol Hossa, over 40 years old.
That kid's not going to have any bullies when they grow up, judging by who their parents are.
No, that's true, but when you do look at this one, it is a bit of a question mark when you have a layoff at this age, especially in this division, but it can be done.
And it was something we had just talked about with the Drakkar Klose fight. Like, we're worried about him missing out on years 32 to 34 in his career. Lina Lansberg's missed out on 38 to 40. And I will say this, Sarah McMahon was somebody who I thought would not have a lot of success on her comeback from being a mother. She is later in her career. She's had a lot of fights, but she has looked good as of late, especially in her last performance. So there is a world out there where Lina Lansberg does look like the former Lina Lansberg, the true elbow queen that she once was. But when I look at this fight, if in their primes they do match up very closely, I just don't believe Lina Lansberg is currently in her prime. And for Kianzad, I will say this, I was kind of down on her after that Pennington performance, but to be fair, Pennington has looked really, really good as of late, like on one of the better stretches of her career. But I thought Kianzad would really be able to use her volume and her distance striking effectively against Pennington, but Pennington, like a pit bull on a bone, just would not get away from her. Kept on crashing the distance, was just so effective with her own kind of defensive striking and not really letting Kianzad getting the fight to where she wanted it. But in this fight against Lina Lansberg, it's going to be really interesting. Can Lansberg have that success in the clinch at this stage of her career? Because Lansberg's one of these fighters who, when she gets the fight into a position that she finds advantageous, she really goes for it. She throws a very high level of volume. She's very active on the clinch with her elbows. You don't get the nickname Elbow Queen for just, not doing anything and being very inactive. But I do worry about her cardio with that type of a fight against someone like Kianzad at this stage of her career with the long layoff.
If you do look at it for Lansberg, 2008 and 2012 IFMA gold medalist. That's the International Federation of Muay Thai Associations. She also competed against Valentina and Antonina Shevchenko in Muay Thai, and she definitely has that in her back pocket. We see it out there. If you like Joanne Calderwood at 125, you like Lina Lansberg at 135. Similar types of skill sets when it comes to that striking, when it comes to the clinch work, the knees, the elbows, so on and so forth. A little bit more well-rounded is Pannie Kianzad, and she's kind of added a few tools to her game, but it still is the similarity of clinch to, or strike to clinch to get it down, and then really wail away with the ground and pound. 15-6 now the record of Kianzad. Back when they met, it was 2-0, and now for Lina Lansberg, 10-5. And if we do focus on some of those wins, just to give her the credit where it is due, Gina Mazzani, Tanya Evinger, she was able to beat Macy Chasson.
That was a big win.
Losses to Chris Cyborg by finish in the debuts in the UFC. Lost to Yana Kunitskaya and then Sarah McMahon. We have a look at the odds for this one. Kianzad open to minus 300, minus 320. Lansberg open to plus 250, plus 245. And if we have a look at the votes, Matt, on Topology, I don't anticipate them to be close. I'm going to say over under 85% Kianzad.
I'll say over.
You're going to say over. It's over. 535 total votes, 93% Kianzad, 90% by decision, 7% have Lansberg, 79% by decision. The first of our rematches on this card, Matt, I have Pannie Kianzad. I've seen it time and again, what her skill set and where it can be, and I think it overmatches Lansberg. Now, Lansberg did surprise me with that win just across the way from Malmo over there in Copenhagen, the win over Macy Chasson. But I have to go with Kianzad here.
I do like Kianzad in this matchup. Again, her last fight against Raquel Pennington, she didn't look very good. So this is going to be a really important fight for her to kind of reset and get back to where she was earlier. But Lansberg kind of fights a similar way to Raquel Pennington, a very forward pressure, heavy fighter. They both clinch quite a bit. I do think Kianzad can use some of those lessons that she learned in her last fight to implore into this one. And also, like you had said, she has a lot of experience fighting Lina Lansberg at this point. So hopefully Kianzad can lean upon some of that prior experience to help her out in this matchup.
Both of us going with Sweden's own Pannie Kianzad. Let us know down below in the comments section who you have in this matchup and the many more that are on this card that you're not going to want to miss. Just keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks. We always say, let's get into it.